What's up everyone, it's Crispy here and welcome to another JJK Phantom Parade video. Today I will be showing you how to team build. Now this guide is specifically for people who are having trouble with the game, are having trouble with passing stages or beating stages, or people who are just new to turn-based team building oriented games and are just fans of the anime, saw this game on their phone or maybe their favorite content creator, downloaded an emulator, whatever, started playing it. This is obviously not directed towards people who have experience with turn-based games such as like, I don't know, Final Fantasy or something like that, where you know who to put in a certain party together, how to have them stack off of each other's skills and that nature. Now, before we get started, don't forget to use my invitation code. I need some cubes so I can summon for you to help me out. All right, now let's get into this. First and foremost, this is the team that I've been using for literally everything, except for the backup Toto. He's not there. Usually I will have an Inumaki or a Mechamaru there, him or him. More than likely like an Inumaki because I can get stuns off with him. I have his stun skill off on like 7, so my stun is like 120%. But this squad has been able to get me through any and everything. I've beaten the camp, all the story modes so far. The stage 9-11 that everyone's had trouble with early on. Beat that week 1, finished all that. I've completed a bunch of formidable foes. I've done the first special grade here, first here. Haven't fought Jogo yet, and I've done the first one here. I didn't get the full, but I did finish it. I wasn't even really trying. I think I autoed it. Okay, so let's explain my team. So my team right here, as you can see in the top right corner of the unit, it says the type of unit they are. And honestly, for Yaga, I don't believe he's a debuffer per se. I believe he's an enhancer or a buffing unit for your party. In this game, they will refer to buff units as enhancers. But yeah, Yaga, if you've heard anyone, he is the SS God tier support. I will actually from here on refer to people that you'll be using in your party as enhancers or debuffers as support units because that's the tier or category that they are in general. These are the own like tiers or jobs, roles that are given from the game. So Yaga, he is the first buffer that I have in my party. Now, for my main party that I use, I run a nuke strat. I run 1 attacker, which is my blue Gojo. I run 2 enhancers, which is Yaga and SR Nanami. The third I swap out. I either have a debuff unit, like if you have the new Domain Megami, was it Degami? Domain Megami. You can use him instead of Kaito. I have Kaito here because he can refill my cursed energy for my party, so it will allow my buffers to buff constantly. They don't ever need to press another skill except skill 2 or their alts on occasion. And he also gives me a damage boost because of his ult. If you look at this, let me hold and look at his skill, his ultimate. He applies 107.9% curse technique increase to all allies. So what this does is it just further strengthens my nuke strat that I run with my Gojo. My Gojo does an insane amount of damage with his ult. He's level 90. He has curse tech 6,335. His skills, I could get this to level 8, but I'm kind of debating on saving my resources for Yuta. But yeah, my strategy, 1 attacker, 2 enhancers or buffing units, support units, and then the third could be a unit that debuffs the enemy like Domain Megami. He will debuff them, deal a little bit of damage too, like a pseudo DPS type debuffer, but allow your main attacker, your blue Gojo, your orange or yellow Nobara, whoever it may be, deal the nuke, deal the main source of damage. You don't want to build a full team of like Gojo, red UG, or what is it, green UG, and 2 other attackers. Even if you're like, oh man, They're all attackers. They all deal damage. Yes, they deal damage, but they don't have the modifiers or the multipliers from the buffs that the support units such as Yaga or SR Nanami can provide. And with this, you will also have your buff units have buff recollection bits. Let's go into this right now. My Nanami, I usually have him run this. This you can get from the friend point exchange. So if you don't have this already, go get it. You can run this on your Kaito. You can run this on your Nanami, depending on who you have. Boom. What this does is 15% damage dealt increase to all allies for 2 turns. My buff unit is buffing even more. We're just stacking. Fantastic. Now that's a quick little rundown. I won't really bore you with too many other things other than you need buffers in your party. You need support units. Later on, we will get a game mode called, it's like a battle arena, a battle tower. If you've ever watched Hunter x Hunter or played Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, there is an arena, a tower, if you will, where you start on floor 1, and each floor there is a wave of bosses that you must beat to move on to the next wave or the next floor. They're all different. They all have different weaknesses, different resistances, different strengths. They will literally test your team building and your character collection. Like, it will test your formations and the amount of characters you have to the brink. It's apparently so hard in JP that no one's finished it yet. I don't know if there even is an end. They just got an update with the floors, so they got a couple floors added. So make sure you get a good grasp on team building before that content comes out, because it will be extremely difficult. Now let me do a little showcase so that I can give you an example. I'll go to the events currently. Let's do this formidable battle. We'll go to very hard. Formation, I have these guys. I only have the Toto as backup because I have a 5% ticket up with him. Usually, like I said at the beginning, I'd have an Inumaki or a Mechamaru just because those are who I have leveled up. This account doesn't really have many units. I've been shafted on my Degumi pulls, and I'm saving for Yuta. All right, let me take the auto off. So right here, Yaga starts it off. You want your support in your buff units in the first slots for your team. You want your support, as you can see right here, because they go first and they will chain their own ults with each other. You want this guy, this rare Kaito, paired up with your nuker, because their paired ults will do a certain thing, a certain buff or something like that. Now, how you play this specific team comp, the 2 buffs, technically I have 3 enhancers because of my rare Kaito. He is more of a cursed energy regen and a nuke DPS, not a current turn raising DPS, but this is what I'll do. Raise my buffs, raise my buffs. This right here will get my team some cursed energy, and then with this, you could technically just buff your attacker, your nuker, but I have a certain strat where I finish this in like 3 or 4 turns. And this is the strat that I follow. Now, you don't need to follow what I did and use the memory right there, but I use it right there. It doesn't matter. Now, since we're getting cursed energy regen every turn from our rare Kaito, our buff units don't need to do anything but buff. We don't need to waste any turns with regularly attacking with their first skill that uses no cursed energy because we don't have any and we need some regen. Nah, we get 15 per turn. Look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I want y'all to see this nuke. When we're about to nuke, I'll show you all the buffs on my Gojo, and you'll see why I love having this specific comp and running these enhancers with one nuker altogether. Not yet. I will save that because it only activates for 1 turn. Alright, I can't wait to show you guys this. This is gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna nuke it to where it gets KO'd, I don't think. But let's do this, boom. Now this 30% damage increase. Now let me show you all the buffs on my Gojo. Look at this. I'm looking down, by the way, because my phone, I play off of my phone. I haven't hooked up to my capture card and it's sitting on my desk. I don't have like a stand or anything like that. Look at this. Physical technique. It doesn't matter about that. Curse technique 39. Damage dealt 26.9. Curse technique 39. Damage dealt 29. Damage dealt 102. Curse technique 39. Damage dealt 26. Damage dealt 102.8. Do you see all those buffs? That's crazy. I'm not going to add them up right here, because it'll take a million years. But look, I'm getting even more. That's 36. That's 26 from Nanami, 102 from Kaito, and then this attack right here. Let's see how much it does. Oh, it does KO. 1,660,000 off of a crit. Let's see the total damage. 1,836,000. Pair your nuker, your attacker, up with as many buffs as you can get. If you don't have Yaga, I'm sorry. I know a couple of people have commented on my pool videos. Be like, hey, I don't have Yaga. What do I do? What do I do? There is another unit, let's see, that can enhance. So it's SR Nanami right here with his skill 2. His is like way worse than Yaga's, but it does give you some sort of buffs. You would have to use like 3 or 4 of this skill to equate out to 1 or 2 of Yaga's. Let's see, where is she? I can't remember her. Momo, her skills give you damage dealt increase to all allies for 1 time in 2 turns. So it doesn't last as long. It's harder to stack, but you do get damage up. If this is a unit you have, you can replace Yaga with this for a little bit. But I'm hoping and praying that you guys can get Yaga. She also has a 50% chance to stun and raises evasion for herself. Let's see if this raises 40% chance to stun, applies evasion. She's more of a stun hybrid unit. So Yaga is the true 1 buffer in this game. Now let me summarize. Team building. You don't want to use all attackers. You don't want to use all enhancers. You don't want to use all buffers, debuffers, interferers, whatever you want to call them. You want to have basically 1 attacker in your party that can nuke, and then the other 3 are either debuffing the enemy so that nuker can deal more damage, or buffing, restoring cursed energy so that nuker can deal more damage. All right, I know this might not have been the most in-depth, but it was straight off the dome. And this is early team building in JJK Phantom Parade. There's not much else you can really do. We don't have any crazy tanks or counter units as of right now. We do have a couple, but they're not really so good as to even be able to clear crazy amounts of content. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, spread this. You guys have been killing it with my JJK videos. Thank you so much. My channel hasn't done this well in a very long time, and it's really good to see. It's like renewing my creative desire, and just I'm having a lot of fun with it again. So thank you so much. Peace.